Okay, this video is going to be an introduction to the workbench. We're going to be covering crafting, where to get materials for crafting, recipes for crafting, where you can find mods, recipes for mods, all that sort of stuff. In the description is a link to a Google workbook that has a list of all of the recipes I've come across, their requirements, along with what materials they break down into if you want to see that. So if you're trying to craft something that needs cloth and you want to know if you have items that you can break down that are made up of cloth, you can check that out. That's all in the table. It is still being updated as I play, but be sure to check that out. You can access the workbench either through a physical workbench here, or if Niles is in your party, he has an ability called field tinkering. And we can get to it through that. Either way, we end up at the workbench. So there's two different ways to get to it. So here we go. So once you're in here, the first thing that I like to do is always go into breakdown. The breakdown option is the part where it'll take all of the junk that you've been happily looting and break it down into its most basic parts. The game does tell you what each item will break down into. So something like a pocket watch breaks down in the bottom left. You can see where it says 1 gear and 1 spring. Jeweled ring breaks down into ferrochromium and crestonite, flywheel, scrap metal, and gears. So you can, along the bottom, see where on PlayStation we can hold triangle and we can break down all of the junk. And instead of doing them one at a time, you can do it however you want. If you do choose to all break down junk, it will break down just the junk. Anything where it says the description on the right says junk items, it'll break down everything like that. It will not break down a bypass shunt because that's a tool. It will not break down armor because it's not junk, it's armor. But if it says junk items can be broken down as its description, that's one of the things that will get broken down when you choose hold triangle to break down all junk. Anything that's orange with the grid pattern on it is a mod. You can choose to break those down as well. You can see where they have, it tells the breakdown materials down in the bottom left. Sometimes you will come across duplicate mods. So you may choose to break them down, but they'll have to be broken down one at a time. That's not something I think that you can I don't see a tag for that. You can also break down armor and helmets because there are duplicates to that as well across the board. And weapons. So as you come across things, just just loot everything. Don't look at something and go, oh, I already have a triple barrel shotgun. I don't need another one. Loot it anyway. Loot it and you can break it down and you can get all of the resources for it. So just loot everything. So that's what this window is. If you want to do just the equipment or just thrown items or look at the mods or just the junk, you can cycle through those at the top. But we'll go ahead and break down all of the junk and then it'll tell you everything that you got out of it. And so this is all that's left. So there's breakdown. I do breakdown all the time. Sometimes I'll go into Workbench just to do breakdown and not do anything else. As far as I know, there's no weight limit or slot limit to looting, but you just clear things out every once in a while. Okay, crafting. In here is where you can craft things such as throwables like grenades, or mines, or ammunition, or bypass shunts, or lock picking things, stuff like that. You can also craft mods here, and inhalers, ready to be used. This is where you get this is where you do all this stuff. Everything that's a solid blue at the top, you have crafting available. Everything that's sort of slightly darker grayed out is not requirements not met. So everything at the bottom you can't craft and everything at the top you can. You can select by just looking at consumables or armor mods or weapon mods or inhaler primers, which I haven't gotten yet. And miscellaneous, these are the tools, the bypass shunts and the mag picks. So we'll go ahead and we will craft some shotgun shells. Now, I don't have it in this file, but there is a shotgun that it's like an explosive shotgun. It has flammable rounds in it. That's not a separate recipe. If you'll just craft shells and they'll work in that thing too. So for shotgun, at least, regular and explosives and others, it's just straight up shells. Now, recipes can be gotten a few different ways. Often they're sold by vendors, quartermasters and stuff like that. General goods vending machines have them, even though they're not here. It's because I bought them. I bought them all already. Bought them all already. But recipes can be found there. And in your inventory, they're found under collectibles. These are recipe for compact rounds, distraction device, mag pick. You can get them from vending machines, from completing rewards for completing quests. You can get them from looting bodies. They're sort of all over. If you're getting them from a vending machine, and I should actually go find one, because when you're at a vending machine, there's duplicates. Like if you already have a recipe for a bypass shunt, that's not going to keep the game from offering another recipe for bypass shunt in another vending machine. So there is a little marker on that recipe in the vending machine that it will say recipe known and a check mark on it. So just be sure that you don't buy a recipe that you already have. It will tell you that if you already know it, if it's already in your inventory and you already know it. So collectibles is where your recipes sit. You can sort them. If you tap the options button on PlayStation, that'll change your sorting if you want to sort it by name. Must be backwards. Collectible items. Okay, so that's where recipes are stored. So we'll come in here and we'll go ahead and we'll craft some shotgun shells. So I have enough. It requires 4 black powder, 2 cloth, and 3 scrap metal to craft 25 shells. You can see where it says 25. Shock rods, you can craft 300 at a time. Short rounds are 80 at a time. So we'll go ahead and craft 25 shells. Just hold X and it'll go through. And now it'll tell you how many you have too. So now I have 64. So I've had that. Now I have light pistol silencer, but this is a mod. A mod is indicated by the orange and grid background. So that's how you know exactly what they are. You can subset to consumers or mods if you want to do that first, as you get used to seeing what goes where. That can always help. So crafting available. We already have a light pistol silencer. Oftentimes, as rewards for quests, you will get something such as the light pistol silencer and the recipe for the light pistol silencer, because you can see it says I already have one, which is the one under the word light. So I already have one because I was given it plus the recipe at the same time. But if you ever want another one, this is where it is. Okay, so that's crafting, where to get recipes from, how to know the materials required for each of them, the difference between consumables, mods, and inhalers, and miscellaneous is really tools for right now, but okay. One more thing. If you're not sure what kind of ammunition you want, whether compact rounds or shock rods or short rounds, and you're not sure what belongs to what weapon belongs to what, just go in your inventory and go over to your weapons screen and highlight whatever weapon that you want to make ammunition for, or your favorite weapon or whatever, And it'll tell you over on the right the ammunition type. So this service pistol uses compact rounds. The triple barrel shotgun uses shells. The repeating rifle uses short rounds. So say you want more short rounds. Say you want more ammunition for your repeating rifle, but you don't know what kind of ammunition it is. You can just come into the weapons screen, highlight the weapon, and it'll tell you over on the right, short rounds. So then you can come back in here and you can craft short rounds. That's how you know which ammunition goes with which weapon. Okay, mods. Mods can be put on weapons, armor, and helmets. You can tell how many mods can go on each item by the number of circles it has. So the trip blade has 2, triple barrel shotgun 2, light pistol 3, etc. You can also see the type of mod that can go on, either a barrel, add-on, or optic for the light pistol, or the sentry blade has a grip or attack options that you can put on. The repeating rifle is barrel, add-on, or optic. Mods can be gotten through weapon modification vending machines, or from general looting, or from quest rewards. And often when you get a mod, you'll get the recipe with it. So in here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quick press the options button, which is going to change the sorting from value to name. You can see it switch up at the top, value to name. That'll put things in order by the type of weapon, which might make it a little easier for you to determine which ones might work for you. So I'm going to buy all of the light pistol ones just so that we can see them. And in order to have enough money from within the vending machine here, I'm going to hold square down at the bottom and sell all of my junk. So now I have $3,000. And so now we're going to buy all of the light pistol ones, just so that we can see it. That's a revolver, so we're fine. And you can see we've gained all of the mods, but we've also gained... Ignore that. I don't want that. We've also gained the recipes. So here are all the mods that we just bought. It looks like I bought a couple of duplicates, actually. It's too bad. But here are the recipes that came with it. The light pistol advanced mag, hologram sight, plasma barrel. So if you buy a mod, you'll get the recipe with it, so that then you can make another one if you want. You don't have to buy additional mods. So mods can come on weapons, armor, and helmets. And you can tell how many mods go on an item by the number of circles that it has. The trip blade has 2, triple barrel shotgun has 2, light pistol has 3, and this is the one we're going to play with for examples. Sentry blade 2, etc. And once you start going and you have a lot of mods and a lot of looted armor and helmets, you can sub-select through light, medium, or heavy, or ranged, or melee, and that kind of things as well. Alright, let me see. They can be gotten from vending machines, looting, and quest rewards. When you get a mod, you'll get the recipe for it. There are different types of mods depending on what you're looking at. The pistol has, over on the right, you can see where it says barrel, add-on, or optic. The sentry blade has grip or attack. Repeating rifle also has barrel, add-on, or optic. We're going to play with the light pistol. Let's see if I can sort those. Doesn't look like it. It's not like I can sort by optic or by name or anything like that. Doesn't look like it. Back, crafting, breakdown, and so. Okay. So once you add a mod, you can't unattach it and use it again. That's why they give you the recipe, so that you can make another one instead. But you can override it. So say you want to add the reflex sight to the light pistol. We're on light pistol. These are the mods that are available for that light pistol. And I'm going to choose a reflex sight. So it says modify light pistol with reflex sight, and mods cannot be recovered after installation. So if you make a mistake or whatever, or you want another one, you'll have the recipe to craft another one. So accept. And so now the light pistol over on the right, you can see where it says reflex sight 1.75 magnification. So say I try it out and I say, oh, you know what? I really don't like the reflex sight. Let's go ahead and try the hologram sight. Well, I can't remove the reflex sight. I can overwrite it. And so we'll do the hologram sight. If you install this modification to the slot, the current one will be destroyed. So we know that because they can't be recovered. So we'll accept that, and we will put now the hologram sight on there. And so then we can choose barrels if we want to add a silencer, if we want to make the damage type plasma for burn stacks kind of thing. You can choose that. So say I want a silencer on there. So I'll go ahead and put a silencer on there. Go back to light pistol. So now the only type of mod that's left is add-on. We cannot add another barrel mod. We cannot add another optic mod. The most you can do is override the ones that are there. The only thing that'll go in the add-on slot is an add-on mod. So whether you want to change it to accelerated bursts, where it fires in 3-round bursts and has increased critical hit chance, or you have an advanced mag. It increases magazine capacity and reload speed and adds penetration through soft targets. So you can decide which one works for you. And let's go ahead and try accelerated bursts, and we'll go ahead and put that on. So now this one is completely modded out. If you want to change anything on it, you just overwrite the one that you want, whether an optic or a barrel or an add-on or that kind of thing. Okay, let's see. So helmet. Helmets have things like utility mods. These come with ones like such an extra holster. You can gain an additional weapon slot. So say we'll put an extra holster on the engineer hat. Oh, which I don't actually have. Never mind, that's 0. So while I have the recipe for it, I don't have a mod. So let's go to crafting and see if I can actually craft one of these extra holsters. And I can go straight there from this screen by pressing the square button. And let's see if I can do... Oh, I don't have any requirements met, so I can't actually make any of this. But I do have... So this agent helmet already has an extra holster weapon slot mod attached to it. If I equip that, you can see that this new slot now opened up. But if I put on something that does not have an extra helmet or an extra holster slot, that'll lock back up. So be aware that holsters, extra holsters on helmets, you have to actually be wearing that helmet to get the benefit. Same holds true for thrown items. In this one, I do have a helmet that has an extra grenade slot. So right now I only have 2 grenade slots open. That's the starting default, right? So if I equip the helmet that gains me an additional grenade slot, now I have 3 slots open. So that's sort of an introduction to modding and how to put things on. Here's a grip mod that I can add to the trip blade. So I'll go ahead and add that just cause. And then sentry blade, I had expert grip. I can add that. I can find an attack mod for this one too. I can go ahead and add that. So now I have extra damage on that. So there's sort of an introduction into mods. Remember to visit breakdowns quite a bit so that you're constantly breaking down what you need. So you have the resources for crafting. Party upgrades. This one, for Niles and Valerie at least, you will be able to do party upgrades once you complete their companion quests. Completing those will grant you the equipment and pieces that you need in order to choose an option for them or choose a new armor for him and Valerie. So do their companion quests and this will unlock, and you can do that too. But there's an introduction to the workbench and how to do crafting, how to do mods, the importance of breaking stuff down, and where you can get recipes and whole pieces from. So there you go.